We head to the 10th inning from Dodger Stadium. Aliso Niguel and Pacifica tied at 2 for the Division II title. Pacifica into their bullpen. Aliso Niguel has gotten 9 full from their starter, Brett Barker. And now Max Bethel has the top of the order for Aliso Niguel. Barker swings at a fastball and fouls it back 0-1. Barker last time up was intentionally walked, and all they did was point and put him on. Swinging away here, lefty-lefty matchup in the top of the 10th. Bethel to the line, fastball hit straight away center. Herkins underneath it, and it's an F8 flyout for Barker. Justin Fowler, the shortstop, now to hit. Pacifica defensively, Daniel Farrell in left. Jono Herkins in center. Matt Gilbody at right. Kyle Davis at third. Trent Chatterton at short. Tanner Negretti at second. Devin Campos at first. Cody Bisline, the catcher. And now Max Bethel on in relief of Davis. So they've kept the same starting 9, have the Pacifica Mariners. All seniors, every one of them. Turning in a game for the ages tonight at Dodger Stadium. 0-1, jam job. That's going to get into the Aliso Niguel cheering section. You look over behind the first base dugout of the Wolverines. It's starting to look like Christmas over there. The teal-clad parents cheering on the Wolverines with the red-clad Corona High School Wildcat fans wearing their bright red shirts. And 0-2 inside out. Little weak fly ball to shallow right field where the second baseman Negretti slides over. An F4 for Fowler. 2 quick outs in the 10th. And Kyle Paris going to try and do something special for Aliso Niguel.
1 for 4 on the day. Paris 272 on the season.
Lefty-righty matchup here. Bethel getting ready to go to work here in his second inning of relief. And a breaking ball misses up and out. It'll be 1-0. Dare I glance over to the Pacifica 10th. It's the 6, 7, 8 slots. Campos, Chavez, and Howard. 1 for 9, those 3 are. This ground ball hit to short. Chatterton has been perfect all day long. A bang-bang play, 6-3 ground out. Let's go to the bottom of the 10th. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left. 2-2 game from Dodger Stadium. So Barker to right, Kyle Molnar to pitch. What a position to put a freshman in here at Dodger Stadium.
Sorry, I got my Molnars mixed up. Kyle, not Matt. ERA 1.35. 222 opponent batting average. 6 strikeouts versus San Clemente early in the year. And see how the freshman does as Campos steps up to the plate.
I tell you what, this prep zone stuff was pretty good. I had the fortune to call Miracosta Loyola in boys volleyball 2 weeks ago, and it went 5. Rally scoring, extra points, 22-20, Miracosta wins it. This is right up there with that. If you like close baseball, fantastic defense, and phenomenal pitching, this is the game you're glad you're joining in. As we're happy to take you into your Friday night here on the first weekend in June. Kyle Molnar to face Devin Campos, the first baseman for Pacifica. And he blows a fastball right by him. The count's 0-2. You know, Tony, we talked about Pacifica starting all seniors. Aliso Niguel, a couple of sophomores, and a freshman in Molnar. How good does this make you down the road with this kind of experience to come back and draw on?
Incredibly good. You've got youth. What you want to do as a program is you want a mixture of underclassmen and upperclassmen that you can just fill in, where you don't have to replace 7 guys in a year, 8, 9 guys. Where now I'm only replacing maybe 2, 3, 4, and I've got some experience in very key positions, as you see with Molnar as a pitcher.
2-2, that one almost a called strike 3. And here's a breaking ball hit into left field, and it's just inside the fair line. Rounding first, heading to second is Campos, and he is going to be in there with a stand-up double. And the freshman gets greeted with an extra base hit, and the CIF title is just 2 bases away for Pacifica. Campos was hitting just .211 before that, 0 for 3 in the afternoon.
Well, against Mission Viejo, he was 2 for 4. Had a double and a home run. Pinch runner. Marcus Rodriguez in to pinch run.
Pacifica High School out of the Empire League, and now trying to slow the game down again, Aliso Niguel.
Well, here your question becomes, I've got the bottom of the order. I've got the designated hitter in Chavez up, who's 0 for 3. Do I walk him and get to Howard, who's also 0 for 3? But then I have to deal with Bisline, who's 2 for 3 on the day. Or do I just take my chances, play my infield back normally, try and hold the runner, get a ground ball out, get a pop-up, get a strikeout, and then take my chances with Howard, who struck out looking his last time up?
Well, I think you got to go right at Chavez here. I mean, yeah, double play maybe. Then you'd have 2 outs, a runner at third.
And then anything can happen there.
But I think as long as he's at second base, you just treat it like normal. What'll be interesting to see as the outfield at Lisa Niguel at medium depth. How greedy does Pacifica get trying to score him here? On any base hit through, and it looks like Chavez is going to be trying to sacrifice here. Molnar out of the stretch, he'll inside turn. And Chavez does not tip his hand at first. Marcus Rodriguez running at second base. He'll be held on by Fowler, the shortstop. Molnar out of the stretch. One look. Here comes the bunt, and the defense flies for Aliso Niguel.
That one almost got away.
Almost got away, but I tell you what, Tony. The old slash. Show bunt, bring it back. A ground ball anywhere in fair territory wins the game if Aliso Niguel is going to overcommit like that.
Well, they did, because you saw the shortstop just run into third base, second baseman run into first. You're bringing your corners in.
This is such a tough position.
Now, even on the bunt, he doesn't have to go at third. If that shortstop is way ahead of him, that's just leading him with the ball and hitting him in stride to tag him out, if that happens.
Chavez shows bunt. He gets it down back to the box. Molnar's only play will be to first. Give a sacrifice to Chavez. 1-4 on the putout for the first out of the inning. Move Rodriguez to third now. His teammates are out to pick him up, and smartly so. Now you have a situation here, Tony. Do you walk Howard to set up the double play and hope you can get Bisline or Chatterton to roll into one?
Well, you're not going to get Chatterton to roll into one. Well, he rolled into one earlier. I think what I do here is I walk him to set up a double play and try and get Bisline to induce him into hitting a ground ball hard somewhere at someone.
You can't squeeze to win a CIF title, can you? They're going to pitch to him. Howard is 1 for 3 on the day. A single surrounded by a bookend of strikeouts. The infield is in. And Molnar, tough breaking ball in there for a called strike.
This freshman right now has to have ice in his veins. Probably 14, 15 years old.
Daniel Farrell is in the box. His first at-bat of the afternoon. What can he do here? The 0-1. They will pitch out thinking the squeeze may have been on.
Farrell on the year hitting 171. So maybe you get the strikeout here with a guy who's just coming off the bench.
7 for 41 for Farrell as he hits here for Nick Howard. The 1-1, runner not going, and Aliso Niguel pitches out again. You know, Tony, this is like the unintentional intentional walk here.
Yeah.
Infield is in for the Wolverines. Outfield is in as well. The 2-1, Molnar comes set. Farrell, huge swing trying to win it there. And he swings through it. Now the count 2-2, infield in. You got to figure you can't send him on contact, can you, from third base?
Well, it depends on where the contact is. If it's up the middle.
We'll see what happens here. The CIF winning run 90 feet away. The 2-2 to Farrell. Way up and out of the zone. It's 3-2.
Well, it looked like on that last pitch, Molnar had him outmatched when he swung and missed. So just come fastball here. Try and blow it by him. Get that second out. And then deal with Bisline.
The Mariners trying to get it done. Stay the course, they say. The full count offering. Breaking ball out of the zone. Now the double play in effect. Tough at bat turned in by Farrell there. And now Cody Bisline, the catcher. 2 singles on the afternoon. And now what this is going to do, Aliso Niguel, they won't go for the double play. They want to go after Bisline right here. The infield is in. And he squares to bunt. Here comes the run. We're going to have a play at the plate. He's hung up between third and home. He's got to try and stay alive long enough to let somebody get to third. And indeed he will. So a great job by Aliso Niguel, but an even better job by the pinch runner, Rodriguez, staying alive long enough to allow everybody to move up ahead of him. So all is not lost for Pacifica.
Well, now here my question is, do you walk Chatterton to get to Herkins? You look Chatterton 367 on the year, Herkins 448 on the year. Pick your poison if you're Aliso Niguel.
So retire Rodriguez 1-2-5-2-5-1.
Okay, you write that down. Go ahead.
That's your second out. Then Farrell gets to third, Bisline to second on the fielder's choice. And now Trent Chatterton, a chance to be the hero, with first base open.
Do you picture the kid going to UCLA or the kid going to Northridge?
It looks like they're going to pitch to him. And, you know, there's one school of thought here with 2 outs, Tony. If you put him on, you bring the walk into play. If freshman misses his zone, you don't want that to happen. 2 outs, you take your chances. Chatterton had a breaking ball, looked good enough to hit, and he won't pull the trigger. And he's down in the count 0-1 here. Chatterton has an RBI double and a run scored in the third. Other than that, he's grounded to third, lined to second, and then hit into a 1-4-3 double play back in the 8th. Fastball for Molnar. Misses outside. It's 1-1. Waiting on deck, John O'Herkins. 1 for 4 in the afternoon. Hoping that he gets a chance. Here's the 1-1, and it'll wait as Chatterton asks for time.
Or they're calling for a balk.
And that could be huge here as Rene Franco telling the first base coach for Pacifica to get back in the box. And I tell you what, Tony, Trent Chatterton is the 4th all-time leading hitter in Orange County with the most hits. What a time to pop one here. 1-1 in the bottom of the 10th, tied at 2. And he swings and fouls this back into the net.
Well, he had him reaching for that one. Now, if you're Molnar, you think, hey, I had him reaching. Now, do I bust him inside here? Do I throw one hard in on the hands?
Just stay away. Let him try and go chase it. Of course, you got to be careful of the strikeout wild pitch.
Yeah, you don't want that to happen.
Steal him home here. Aliso Niguel trying to dodge a leadoff double in the bottom of the 10th. And they almost do as he hits the ball when it was by him.
Wow.
Holy cow.
Holy cow.
Apologies to Harry Carey, but...
And Phil Rizzuto.
Holy cow. Runners at second and third for the Pacifica Mariners. The runner at second doesn't matter. The CIF title 90 feet away. If Chatterton, the senior, can get him home. The 1-2 breaking ball. Liner fair to the left field line. The Pacifica Mariners win the CIF title. I tell you what, Tony Moskal, in an age of games, that was the game for the ages, for the Division II title. And it literally is one of those games that nobody need hang their hats over. Is that one. Nobody lost. Alisa Niguel just ran out of pitches. And by a matter of a foot, Trent Chatterton hits one inside the left field line and a walk-off single. And Pacifica is the CIF champs.
Wow. And you know the thing is I'm glad for every single one of these kids that it was won on a good hard hit where it wasn't an error, it wasn't a pass ball, it wasn't something like that where it was a good pitch and it was a good solid hit by Chatterton.
An 8-game winning streak is snapped for Alisa Niguel, and for Pacifica, they got to the altar back in 2003 and couldn't get it done. But in 2012, they were able to win it, and now is a little extracurricular stuff that you hate to see here as the two teams exchange sportsmanlike handshakes, and that's just a lot of emotions of some careers spilling over here. And there you see the Pacifica Mariners, the CIF champs, as they will get to 28-5 on the season, and Alisa Niguel will drop to 23-12. An outstanding pitching matchup today, Tony, turned in by both Barker and Davis.
Tremendous pitching duel between the both of those young men. They came into this game as obviously their team's best pitchers, and they didn't disappoint anyone. 2 runs early for both teams, and then you saw them both settle down, and they're mixing up their pitches well, getting strikeouts, getting timely double plays, some great defense behind them. But in the end, it's the kid going to be a Bruin.
Kyle Molnar is going to get touched for the loss. Max Bethel will pick up the win here. And the Pacifica Mariners, congratulations, you are CIF champions. That's going to do it for us today for the Division II title game here in the Prep Zone, as it is too much Pacifica. They take down Alisa Niguel 3-2 in 10 innings. For Tony Moskal, this has been Justin Alderson signing off from Dodger Stadium, where the Pacifica Mariners are the Division II champs.